Y'all see this right here? Perfection. This is perfection. Did you hear me? This is perfection right here, bro. This is my childhood. Like, this is just like, oh my gosh. But this, like, get that off my, you know what I'm saying, bro? Hey, how y'all doing, bro? How y'all doing? Y'all like Dragon Ball Z, right? Me personally, you'll say that's the only anime that I've watched. I probably watched like the first 10 episodes of Attack on Titan, bro. You said I need to go back to it, my fault, OG. The big question is Xenoverse 2 better than Sparking Zero? Now I know a lot of y'all niggas might be looking at me crazy, and if you're not looking at me crazy, then I know you didn't play Tenkaichi 3 as a kid, on me. Xenoverse 2 has its perks. Do I agree with those perks? We'll get to it. Sparking Zero has its perks. Do I agree with those perks? We'll get, yes I do. But it's like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Sparking Zero is my childhood brought back to life, and I think they did a great job at it. I will admit, I'm not playing it as much as I thought that I would. I thought I would be on that game nonstop to this day. I only have 20 hours in that game. Hey, I'm guilty. Hey, they got me. They got me. I think the main reason that I've stopped playing was because I thought I was gonna play the online mode a lot more. I didn't beat the story. I do want to go back and do the what ifs, but I have not beat the story yet. I'm pretty sure I only have Jiren's story to go. I might go back, but I do want to go back and do the what ifs at least. As y'all know, the statistic of 90% of all players have stopped playing Sparking Zero. I knew it was gonna be a player drop, but that big of a drop is nuts, I can't lie. Most of those players are really just the Tenkaichi players that thought that they would be on it, kind of like me, but they're not. Because these online mode blows. But they're about to fix it. I don't know when this video is about to come out, but they're about to fix the online mode in Sparking Zero. They're about to add the fact that you do get penalized for leaving matches very early or quitting, and you know, doing that 2 months in. Like, let's be honest, Bandai. Come on. It's between us. Like, y'all should have been known that was gonna happen. It happens in any fighting game. I'm sorry, I'm congested a little bit. I'm not sick. It just happens when I just get up, because I did just get out the bed. It's just way better when you're playing with your friends, not randoms, with your friends. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, bro. Like, me and my boys went on a cabin trip recently. We played Sparking Zero. Of course, not all the time, because it's a cabin trip, but like, we definitely plugged in that game and played a few matches, bro, on me. And it felt like good old times. It was fun as hell. Xenoverse 2, on the other hand, bro, you know, I've glazed Sparking Zero enough. Let's talk about Xenoverse 2 way more. It was the big Dragon Ball game back in 2016 when it dropped. Because before that, what was it? Raging Blast 2? When Xenoverse 2 dropped, I didn't pick it up immediately, I'm not gonna lie, because I got Xenoverse 1 when it dropped. I remember on my Xbox 360, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't like the game. I just didn't like the premise of the game at all, bro. It just didn't feel like a Dragon Ball Z game at the time. Now, I might be wilding, but it just didn't feel like one to me, because the one, like I said, the one that I played beforehand was Raging Blast 2. And you know, Raging Blast 2 was low-key the closest thing we've ever gotten to Tenkaichi 3 at that point. So, me personally, I was all on Raging Blast 2. Then I picked up Xenoverse. I was like, I'm cool. I'm going back to Raging Blast. I definitely got it maybe like a year or two after I did my Let's Play, my series on Xenoverse 2 way back when. I think that was like 2018 days. Corny days for sure, but you know. And I did the story mode, you know, and it was cool. The story mode is basically Tawa and Mira, these two made-up characters for the game. I don't know if they're in any mangas, I don't think they are, but they're basically messing up time loops or the timelines and stuff like that. They recruit Turles, Slug, and then they turn Bardock evil or some shit. You know, they start messing up timelines, and then you have to choose your race. I forgot the races. I think it's Saiyan, correct me if I'm wrong, Saiyan, Namek is a slur, by the way. Frieza, human, or Boo, I'm pretty sure. I chose Saiyan, I'm not gonna lie, my bald character, to take down these two juggernaut-ass time-warping niggas. Time Patrol Group City. And honestly, that whole world is honestly fire. At first, At first they have you riding on this little machine until you can get your flying license. Nigga, you have to get your flying license to fly around the city. You gotta walk around there to like go to different modes and stuff, go to the next story mode, go to the battle mode or the online or like the extra challenges mode. But I will admit, after Xenoverse, after I finished the story mode of Xenoverse, I never went back to it. I learned from my previous mistake. The concept of the game is fire. It's cool. It's a good game. I can't lie. But like I said, it just wasn't. It didn't stick. I'm not gonna lie. If we're comparing Xenoverse 2 to Sparking Zero, technically, Xenoverse 2 wins. Technically, because the amount of content in Xenoverse, especially with the added DLC, is nuts. They are still adding DLC to that game to this day. If we're going to the story mode on each basis, I just explained the story mode of Xenoverse. It feels more like an adventure, I would say. Not really an original story since they're going through the timelines of the Dragon Ball story. But Sparking Zero's story kind of switches it up from what I would say the last two games. The Tenkaichi 2 story was actually really good. They went very in depth with the story of the Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean? They made you fly around this whole open world, kind of. I mean, it wasn't really an open world, but it's kind of you just flying around a map, trying to get to your destination. They went very in depth with each fight. Tenkaichi 3 story mode just kind of went into like the big fights. Even with the cutscenes, like they had voice acting in both games, but you can just tell they put way more effort into the story in Tenkaichi 2 than in 3. Sparking Zero story takes the Dragon Ball Z story, it splits it up into different characters with their own individual big fights. You know, you have 8 characters. They get you Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, Trunks, Frieza, Goku Black, and Jiren. They take those characters and they have them go through their own separate storylines within the Dragon Ball Z history. And then they add a bunch of what ifs, actual good what ifs as well. I've seen a few of them. I haven't played them, but I've seen a few of them. And they're definitely better than what they did in Tenkaichi 3. The what ifs in Tenkaichi 3 suck dick, I'm not gonna lie. Sparking Zero story mode is decent, but it's not all that. I like the cutscenes. I like the picture frames that they use. All of that is cool. Let's talk about, okay, sure. This is the big one, I feel like. This is the big one. Characters. It's not the big one, but it's a big one. Characters. That was always a big thing with Tenkaichi 3. That was the main point of Tenkaichi 3, was how many characters you can play as in this game, in that game. Sparking Zero definitely improved the roster, the base roster, if I'm being honest. They added more characters while kind of cutting out some filler. But they cut out all Dragon Ball characters, which was a little crazy. I feel like they could have kept at least Goku and Demon King Piccolo. I think those 2 characters could have stayed. I see a lot of people online trying to compare the rosters of Sparking Zero versus Xenoverse 2. And it's like, bro, y'all have like 13 packs of DLC characters. Yeah, and then, of course, the gameplay. Me personally, this is the big one for an anime fighter. Sparking Zero washes Xenoverse, bro. If we're talking game, you can say the character roster is better in Xenoverse. You can say the story is better. You can say all that other stuff is better. But when it comes to the gameplay, Xenoverse 2 is just not up to par at all. Like, oh my gosh, bro. Even when I was playing Xenoverse, honestly, I feel that way with all Dragon Ball games. Maybe not all of them, but I'm saying, like, I feel that way with Xenoverse. Kakarot especially, holy hell. I'm not gonna say that with fighters because those are 2 different types of fighters, but with Kakarot's gameplay sucked, but I understand that wasn't really the focus. It was mainly the RPG focus. But the gameplay in Xenoverse, it didn't suck, but it definitely has nothing on that Tenkaichi gameplay. And if you try to argue that, get back, bro. Now, bro. Some people might think that some combos in Sparking Zero are cheap, but I feel like you can get out of any combo in Sparking Zero if you know how to play the game. if you know how to do your counters, if you know how to do your vanishes, then you're good. They might be hard as hell to learn, but if you know how to do them, you're straight and you're gonna be a dog. But yeah, the gameplay in Sparking Zero is top tier. I understand a lot of people think that Sparking Zero is just lifted by the nostalgia. That is valid. But if it comes to the gameplay, you can't speak. You can't speak. Is Xenoverse 2 better? In some aspects, yes. In some aspects, no. More important aspects, as in gameplay, roster, Sparking Zero takes it. If we're talking about everything else, then Xenoverse probably does take it. But it's all up to preference. Most likely, if you played Tenkaichi as a kid, you prefer Sparking Zero. If not, then you most definitely prefer Xenoverse. Because you're just used to those type of controls, and we're used to those old school controls. All good though. We all love Dragon Ball. Are they gonna be able to top Sparking Zero after this? I don't know. Their next game might have to be Xenoverse 3, but at the same time, I don't know how they could top Xenoverse 2 with all these DLCs they're adding. Love y'all. I will see y'all in the next video, whatever that is. Maybe in the next 3 or 4 days, most likely. I'll see y'all in the next one.
Jingle, so we'll keep on making jingle, so I'll know you missed the jingle. No, we'll never stop the jingle, jingle. A jingle, jingle, don't 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 stop the jingle, jingle. A jingle, jingle, don't